Hello and welcome to North East Nostalgic. Today we're exploring 6 hidden gems in North Shields and Tynemouth. From steps that inspired old Hollywood movies to an abandoned Art Deco outdoor pool, there is so much history in North Tyneside and I'm so excited to share them with you today. I got the Tyne and Wear Metro to South Shields as our first port of call is on the ferry landing over at North Shields. The ferry is free with the A, B and C ticket, so makes a change from going underground, and you'll see a piece of World War II history as well. During the war, the River Tyne would have been lined with heavy industry, with factories, foundries and staiths contributing to Britain's war effort. These hives of powerful fuel, machinery and armaments were a target from enemy aircraft. As you approach the ferry landing at North Shields, you'll spot our first hidden history gem, a World War II fire watcher's post. This rare metal post consists of a rectangular hole for the watcher to see out of, as well as an opening for them to get in and out of. The post would have been camouflaged against the industrial landscape of the River Tyne, looking out for fires started by air raids. A fire watcher would have crammed themselves into that tiny post, watching for small fires caused by incendiary bombs and air raids at designated buildings that they were watching. The only other fire watcher's post in the northeast is behind the Bruce Brewery building on Percy Street in Newcastle, so this is super rare to see this type of wartime history. Borough Street Bridge started its life as a wooden timber bridge, built in 1839, connecting ropery banks to a cycling route. An iron footbridge replaced the Victorian design, but used a substantial sandstone masonry in the earlier structure. This bridge, built in 1936, is at risk of being demolished due to the council believing that it will cost more to repair than take down, so there's an ongoing battle to see if it can be saved. It's so interesting seeing how historic structures from all eras make up our landscape of today. On the main street of restaurants and shops in the Fish Quay is our next hidden gem, which has links to one of the most iconic old Hollywood comedy scenes in the world. Union Quay stairs are said to have inspired the iconic Laurel and Hardy sketches from the 1920s. A humorous memory of furniture being dragged up the narrow 52 steps in Edwardian North Shields is thought to have been the inspiration for the famous piano move and comedy scene in Oscar-winning movie The Music Box. Stan Laurel lived at 8 Dockwray Square as a small child due to his dad being a theatre manager, so he was always surrounded by the historic Fish Quay and all its winding stairs. Once back on the low side of North Shields, we're able to see the high and low lights which were used for safe navigation across the River Tyne, alongside the ruins of Clifford's Fort. If you would like standalone videos about any of these places, please let me know. Clifford's Fort was a defensive gun battery built at the start of the Third Dutch War in 1672 and was armed with 30 cannons. We then take the coastal path and spot the Sir James Knott Memorial Flats. They were designed to allow seamen to have affordable housing away from the slums, whilst also having air raid precautions for World War II. Peeking up out of the hills is Lord Collingwood's monument, a familiar sight in Viva. Looking to your right, you'll see the treacherous Black Middens, which wrecked many a ship and stole many lives. The Tynemouth Volunteer Life Brigade was formed in 1864 as a result of sailors navigating into danger despite the high and low lights. We've now reached Tynemouth from the coastal path and spot the castle and priory up on the hill. Both were closed at the time of visiting, but definitely somewhere I'll visit again later in the year. And after a quick coffee and a donut at Deep North, we're ready to find the next hidden history gem in North Tyneside. Behind the grand houses at Tynemouth, you'll find a World War I tower. 47A Percy Gardens was owned by the War Office and operated as a coastal defence command centre. In 1916, a 6-storey concrete tower was constructed, observing and controlling the 2 Tyne gun turrets, one in Seaton Sluice and the other at Marsden. To accurately hit a target with the guns, you needed to be able to see your target, so this 6-storey tower was the perfect spot to see across the coast. This helped to strengthen coastal defences following early German Zeppelin attacks. The tower was constructed from reinforced concrete and had a gun emplacement on the roof. Our next hidden history gem is literally across the road, an abandoned Art Deco outdoor pool. The Tynemouth outdoor pool was built in the 1920s and was created as a concrete saltwater tidal pool that would fill with fresh water automatically every day with the movement of the tide. The pool provided a safe spot to bathe without the risk of being carried out into the dangerous North Sea. There had been calls to build a pool in this location of Sharpness Point since the turn of the 20th century, after several people drowned while swimming in the North Sea. During the 20s and 30s, people were able to enjoy more leisure time and could take annual beach holidays to places like Tynemouth and Whitley Bay. Up to 2,000 sunbathers could fit on the terrace, with swimming galas, water polo and other water games being popular in the 1920s to the 1970s. With the introduction of cheaper abroad holidays in the 1970s, the pool fell out of favour and has been decaying ever since. It's hard to believe that this was once a bustling place full of holiday makers, grabbing rental deck chairs, ice creams and tickets to see exciting events inside this outdoor pool. Much of that history is long gone, and it would be amazing if this pool was restored for future generations to come. This walkway that I'm on would have been flooded by the waves, adding fresh water into the pool when the tide came in. The pool area is still able to be explored, although be careful as there's several broken steps. It has a really good view of the World War I tower that we've just explored, showing the sheer size of it compared to the beautiful houses that line the Tynemouth Hills. And so that concludes my favourite hidden history gems in North Shields and Tynemouth. So off we go back to Tynemouth Metro Station. This Victorian railway station was part of the North Tyneside Loop of the North Eastern Railway and is renowned for its intricate ironwork. Where shall we go next? Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and see you soon!